Hello and welcome Realty Pros to our last Realty Talk of 2024. We appreciate everyone who is joining us this afternoon, whether it is in the office, because we do have some Realty Pros in our office today, as well as those of you who have chosen to join us via Zoom. We appreciate everyone's efforts and time for that they've set aside for this Realty Talk. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. It's really great that we have the opportunity as the leadership team of Porterhouse International Realty Talk to be able to close out the last Realty Talk of the year. So I'm going to go ahead. This is a collaborative effort. And with that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get started. Let's see if I can do that. So what I will do, I apologize. I'm trying to unpin myself so that you guys can see the person that's actually sharing. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Here we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and we will get started at this time. Again, thank you all for joining us. This is our collaborative efforts of the leadership team. And we're going to go ahead. We're talking about prospecting during the holiday season. And Mrs. Porter has already kicked us off with a really great idea for prospecting through and being able to build your book of business, which then builds your client base, which then, feeds your business. And so we're going to go ahead and we will get started now. And so our first presenter is Miss Margaret Irving. And so she's going to share with us, and I'll let you know, Maggie, that you actually, I made you a co-host so you can advance the slides as you like.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, afternoon. It is afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Maggie.
Thank y'all for listening in today. I'm gonna jump right in so as to not take up much time. Prospecting during the holidays is always a fun time, especially if the holidays are one of your favorite times of the year. And so to jump right in, using social media to prospect, one of those things that you can do is showcase festive home decor. Share photos or short videos of beautifully decorated homes. Or if you're having or hosting the holidays at your house and you kind of transform your space, you could even use your own home to showcase the decor. And you're sharing this information, of course, to get people to visualize themselves in a home or their new home, highlight key features and things of that nature. This is one of my favorite things to do because it gives me an opportunity to transform. I'll drop a couple of links in chat once I get through this presentation, just to kind of give some ideas of things I've done for showcasing festive decor. Another thing to do is spotlight neighborhoods, Christmas lights, um, different designs, of decor designs in the yard or in certain neighborhoods. When the littles are around, grandkids, little kids, you can kind of put them in the car, a neighborhood exactly that you're going to go to. Upper Marlboro is a great neighborhood, or a great area to highlight neighborhoods with holiday decor and different twists. Fort Washington does a few amazing events at the community centers that are around, especially children-based activities. And so highlighting those things and being a part of that. Um, Events and attractions and showcasing available properties. Port Washington is one of the areas that I am forming right now. And so creating a blog just to kind of send out to people who may not know of these things that are happening, because I only know them because I'm around in the neighborhood or driving by. And so, if someone's living in the area or close to it, you can share that information and be like, hey, this neighborhood has 30 houses for sale this year, lasting, you can give some market stats, how long it's lasting on them, how many days it's lasting on the market, and things like that to kind of make it your own. Virtual home tours, you can conduct virtual tours that are already decorated. I encourage my clients or prospective clients, if they are listing their homes during the holidays, to decorate, put some things out to kind of make the home feel warm and inviting. And so you can go in and do a virtual tour for that. And then give holiday real estate tips, or as people ask questions all the time, or is anyone buying at this time? Or I can't buy right now because I'm waiting for, Christmas to pass, or I'm waiting for the holidays to pass and make sure I have enough money for this, or different things like that. And so you can give tips for sellers and buyers during the holidays, and give advice on how to make the process seamless. This is also a really good space to work with anybody that you're collaborating with, any lenders, any title company, any deals that they may have. Um, it's a good way to kind of wrap that into the real estate tips. And then year end of market review and interactive holiday polls, things that are things that are fun online to get people engaging with your content and preferences, such as your favorite festive home decor. Um, Again, I'll share a couple of videos. Oops, I think I scrolled wrong. I'm trying to change the slide here. I don't know that it's allowing me to do that. I'm sliding, Miss Anita, but it's sliding my. Oh wait, there it is. I think there it is. Okay, thank you. Um, Again, the polls is a great way to engage. Holiday giveaways. Um, Organize a holiday themed giveaway. Related to real estate or home decor. Little calendars. That's what I did last year. I created little calendars to send out to start the new year. It's on a magnet on the refrigerator. It's a great way to stay top of mind. And if someone, comes around during the holidays needing a place, they get exposure to your calendars. And then it's a great conversation piece, for a family that is visiting. So I do encourage holiday giveaways. Um, and it increases engagement, encourages engagement, and attracts potential leads. Holiday testimonials or client testimonials, especially during the holiday days. If someone has purchased a home, or one of your clients have purchased a home during the holidays or right before the holidays, that's a great testimonial to talk about the ease of access and how great of an agent you are and the wonderful work that you do, or have done to get them in their home before Christmas or the holiday, whatever holiday it is they're celebrating. Local business collaborations. I want to spend a few minutes here talking about this one, because you can partner with local businesses for cross promotions. What I did this year is created a holiday guide in Canva. And of course, because I like to dabble in home decor and design. I found things related to that, things that could be gifted, like throw blankets or cashmere throw blankets, um, a certain kind of candle or handmade candle or soy candle or natural candle. I put together maybe a list of 6 things that people could use. And if you know the people that are making them, then that's a perfect opportunity to, collaborate, where they can put your guide on their site. Um, and then some information cards, the digital card Miss Porter referenced to. You can create a QR code so that people, when they enter that business establishment, they can scan the code and have direct access to your information, without necessarily typing anything other than the message to you to say, hey, I'm looking for an agent, I got your number from the shop up the street, when can we talk? um but you can definitely feature nearby shops. You can highlight them in your social media. You can highlight them on your blog and any deals that they have going on. And then of course your gift guide. And then the year end reflection for a lot of agents, that conversation would look different. As opposed to last year's reflection, but reflect on the achievements and reflect on the things that weren't so pretty. The number of times that a client was right at the closing door and couldn't close because they didn't follow one of the 10 commandments. Or um talk about the change in the interest rates and the conversations around the interest rates and compare it to previous years, or the intent for the upcoming year. Do they plan to drop? And just use those different pieces of information, achievements, and areas to, we call them at work, we call them areas to grow. um and express gratitude for your clients and supporters, the lessons that you have learned, and then share goals for the upcoming year. And then remember to use a mix of visuals, captions, and appropriate hashtags. I'm going to throw this in here. Chat GPT is your best friend when it helps you to design. It helps save time, and allow your brain power to focus more on execution and getting it out, as opposed to um, planning and deciding what to say. Chat GPT is great for your copyright scripts, things that you're going to put on your captions. It's also really good for visuals, creating images. Facebook does it. I haven't played with it on Instagram, or TikTok, but I believe those platforms offer um, an opportunity for you to create images based on the prompt that you give it. All in all, social media is an amazing way to prospect and
Mhm. We can't hear you anymore, Maggie. Hmm.
about now. Can you hear me
Yes, we can. Yes.
now? Um, Sorry. I was just basically saying use Chat GPT to kind of help you take the guesswork out, the thinking, the planning pieces of it. You tell it what you want it to do and play around with it and create something magical to prospect doing social media. But it's an amazing time to join groups. I've joined at least 3 groups that I didn't know my neighborhood had. And I just kind of see what's happening there, show up. It's another way to prospect and learn about the needs of your community and, your potential client. That's it for me.
Thank you, Maggie. Wow, that was a lot of really, yeah, that was a lot of really great ideas that we did. I mean, and if each of us just took one or two of those ideas and like really use those through the holiday and even beyond, I think that
Mhm.
that could absolutely be a change for your business. I really like those ideas and the fact that you can do these things via social media and it would not cost you anything but your time,
Mhm.
which is really great as well. Thank you, Maggie. We appreciate your participation and your input, your ideas. You always have really great ideas. And not only that, when she comes with ideas, she's willing to share those things with us. And so we appreciate and we're looking forward to receiving the information in the WhatsApp. Thank you again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next presenter is Miss Patricia Lancaster. And I'm going to just be upfront with you all. I'm sure I will not give this the justice that Miss Pat would give, but I'm going to go ahead and she unfortunately is not able to be with us this afternoon. So I'm going to present on her behalf because Miss Pat is a really great storyteller, and she brings an entertainment value to her training that keeps you engaged. But I wanted to introduce Miss Pat Lancaster, and she is a part of our recruiting and mentoring team on the leadership team. And so what she was sharing with us is be Scrooged this holiday season. Let the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future make your holiday merry. And so what does that mean? What does that mean? And again, like I said, Miss Pat is a storyteller. She's referring to the Charles Dickinson movie. Uh, what is it, Scrooge? What was the name? I can't even remember the name, but I do remember Mr. Scrooge and Tiny Tim. That's what I do remember. And so um, I'll go ahead and I'll share what she has for us. So number one, because they were talking about he was experiencing past, present, and future. I do know enough to know that like he was a Scrooge. He was not a very kind person, and he ended up having a dream, and in that dream, he was experiencing these three things: Christmas past, present, and future. And so for Christmas past, Miss Pat, in sharing with us, she wants us to remember those you've encountered over the years. Send Christmas cheers to everyone through your constant contact. And we all know Miss Pat is a constant contact guru. If you ever need any assistance with constant contact, please reach out to her and she'll, you all can schedule time for her to assist you in getting familiar with constant contact and everything that you can do through constant contact. You're going to send greetings. You can send Christmas cards and thank yous through constant contact. So that's what we can do in as it pertains to anyone that we've encountered in the past. Number two is speaking on Christmas present. And in the moment, remember your current clients with buyers or seller updates with CMAs, tips for decorating their homes for the holiday. And there's so much information. I mean, we really are in an AI, and it'll never go back. It'll just continue to progress. And so it's also through AI, you can get so many different ideas and tips as it pertains to, home decor, games, perhaps, or even um, recipes or whatever, and it's about continuing that connection and that relationship. So not only can you do those things, you can also provide, a CMA, for your current client, or maybe it's someone who's kind of on the fence, and you can just let them know, hey, I'd love the opportunity to be able to just give you a peek at what your community looks like right now. You're going to send market updates. You can do that. all these you may copy from others or create your own. And she's talking about doing this in Constant Contact. Check out Constant Contact and the Canva apps for enhanced value. You can really create them in a way that they are very appealing to someone, and they may want to look at it and read it just based on its appearance. Number 3 is Christmas Future. Prep for your future now using the gold in your hand. And we all understand because we get that training every year when we're talking about the different forms of gold. And the gold in our hand is our cell phone. Everyone has a cell phone. Everyone has contacts in their cell phone. And so she's saying, use the gold in your hand, nurture your sphere of influence, and ask for help. Constant Contact has some great samples. Invite non-Porterhouse International Realty Group agents to sample Porterhouse. Ask lender, and so let me just say what she means by that is your recruiting efforts, and your recruiting efforts pays off as well, right? So we are opening Porterhouse up to other agents because we know the benefits for being an agent here at Porterhouse. And for that, you too benefit from that by recruiting other agents. You're going to ask lenders, insurance agent, financial advisors, students, appraisers, metro drivers, Uber drivers, other businesses, business owners too. So there's just a host of people and businesses that you can engage with that will help to build your business. They'll thank you forever. Constant Contact has flyers to copy or create your own. Touch your cell phone contacts who don't have emails with a Constant Contact SMS message. Wish them a Merry Christmas too. Then use our 3-part script request for emails. And that's another exercise that we do at the beginning of the year to, again, build our contacts, which then builds our business. Okay. So we talked about past, present, and future. And as a reminder, Ms. Pat wants you to remember to use your business card. She says, I challenge you to share 100 cards this holiday season to give to everyone you meet. And so you may think, oh, 100 cards are a lot, but actually it really isn't, because, we really are engaged and in groups where we could easily give out 100 business cards between now and the end of the year, December 31st. So she wants to challenge us to share those business cards, 100 of them this holiday season. And finally, don't be Scrooge this year. Use your past, present, and future to be a gift to others. Remember, you are a Porterhouse Realty Pro, and you know how Miss Pat is. She's very passionate about Porterhouse. She's passionate about all the agents that are here within Porterhouse. And I'll tell you, if no one believes in you, Miss Pat believes in every one of us. And she's not saying that half-hearted or lightly at all. The expectation that she has as it pertains to each of us, she really believes that we are great. We are realty pros, and we are by far head and shoulders above any other realty pros. You have something priceless to share, worth far more than Scrooge's gold coins. What is it? You walking in your purpose. God bless you. And as Tiny Tim would say, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you. And so that is, yes, that is what Miss, and I hope I was able to convey it at least partially the way that she would have wanted it to be presented. So thank you, Ms. Pat, for your contribution. Our next presenter is Marcus King. And I apologize. I'm not sure. Yes, please. Okay, yes. Angela, if you would.
Hello, everyone. All right, we're just getting our audio together. Hi, everyone. I just want to go ahead. Well, want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. December, I can't even believe we're here. It felt like it was so far away, and then it just snuck up on us. So I just want to share a little bit about seller prospecting this holiday season. I've gone over this before, but it still applies. So I just want to share some of these things with you. I call these the 5 Gs for the holidays. And that's done on purpose to kind of help you to remember some of these things, when we're not in the office, but, we still want to make sure we are staying relevant. Just hearing some of the other great ideas from our other leadership team in Realty Pros has been great. I'm going to go over some of those things as well. But it just goes to show that, these things are very important, and I can't advance the slide. Hold on one sec. Yep. That's okay. So I just want to go over these again. And I love that the other Realty Pros shared some of these things. It just shows how important they really are. So 'tis the season to give with the 5 Gs. I'll go over these briefly and give you a few examples. Hopefully these are things that you'll remember, throughout the holiday season and the rest of this year. So the first one is gifts. Gifts are important. I love you. This is the season of gift giving in many people's eyes. They feel like this is when you think of gift giving, December, Christmas, the holidays. To some, that's what they think about. However, as realtors, gift giving is important, but it doesn't necessarily have to break the bank. We're giving to our friends and families, but we can also gift to our clients, our loved ones, our neighbors, anyone who has helped, benefit our business or who we have assisted this year. But there's all types of gifts that we can give. Some of the more common ones are those calendars or magnets and things that we typically send. You can send those in the mail. If you haven't done these yet and you feel like you don't have much time, you can hand deliver a lot of these while you're out, shopping or spending time with family. Keep a few of these items on you and, just be able to share. And it's just a little token. You're sharing it with them, and then there's something to remember you by. Treats and seasonal items. A lot of folks are baking around this time. Make a little extra if you're making it for your family, and, perhaps gift something to a neighbor or, a loved one, someone who's, could use a little extra, just something unexpected. Gift cards are always easy to give away, but online we can do raffles, we can hand out give away gift cards online, but there's just various ways that we can gift this time of year. In addition to that, number 2 is greetings. And this is important because, what do? We send holiday cheer this time of year. And the things that we give people, they don't necessarily have to break the bank. It doesn't have to cost us anything, right? So just to be kind this time of year is important. So, think about just getting on the phone and calling folks. Prospecting can be intimidating when we have to cold call or call folks thinking, hey, I have to ask for the business. So this time of year, kind of put that on hold initially, but let your priority or your focus be on, hey, I just want to give them a call, see how they're doing, wish them happy holidays, wish them a happy new year, but just go get on the phone and give them a call. It's so easy. Sometimes we feel like we work with people. Oh, I haven't talked to them in years. And it's always uncomfortable to try to get back on the phone or get back in touch with them. The holidays are a perfect time to do that, right? So that's a pretty, pretty simple one. Number 3, generosity. I mentioned this earlier, but just be kind to people. Look for ways to just spread kindness. Your time and attention don't cost, well, they don't have to cost anything as far as money, but take some time, volunteer, help someone. If you know someone, who is overwhelmed during the holidays, offer to help wrap some gifts. Just do something to lend a helping hand this time of year. Number 4, guidance. As realtors, we are there to educate our clients. We're there to educate our prospects, all those future clients, right? So, whether you're posting something on social media, putting together flyers that you're delivering to neighbors and things like that, just know that maintenance tips, anything that you think may be of value, we can share. That's a gift in itself, but you can share that guidance that you have to help someone to be a better homeowner. We give CMAs to help people to determine, hey, this is what they could sell their home for, but take it a step further, try to help them to determine the amount of equity they've built in their home. That might be something that they're interested in as well. But any type of recommendations that you have, whether it's for a plumber or, we may get snow this winter. You may say, hey, I already have some resources for people who just can't tend to those things themselves, but just be that resource for them and provide that guidance. And then lastly, I just have more gratitude. Our clients are, they help us to be successful, right? And then we have some who aren't quite ready to make that move, but we're working on getting them there. So just be, grateful for the ones who have assisted you, be grateful for the ones that are in the pipeline. And, I appreciate their support. You'll appreciate their support. And my slide moved. And then just ask for the referrals. Any type of client support, it's a great time to reflect back on your year. Perhaps, you didn't get testimonials from them. This will be a good time to do that as well. Ask how your business was. Perhaps do a survey. How can I improve? Those are things that, again, they don't cost anything. Again, it positions you to get in touch with someone and to just stay relevant in their minds. And then lastly, you just want to have a few takeaways here. There are 5 takeaways that I have. Don't be a secret agent, you guys. Stay relevant, stay at the top of their mind when it comes to real estate. A lot of those things that we talked about aren't necessarily real estate related, but just, make sure that they know who you are and that you're always there to assist and be helpful. Look for the opportunities throughout the holiday season and going into the new year. Don't be afraid to ask for the referrals. Plan your follow-up. A lot of the times we initiate these things and they're great, but without the follow-up, they tend to kind of just fall to the wayside, and then they actually don't mount to anything. But just stay relevant and then stay engaged. This will kind of segue us into the next presenter, who is unavailable at this time. Can we? Yes. Okay. Okay. So unfortunately, Curtis wasn't able to be with us, but I just want to go over some of the information he shared because I think it's very relevant and important as well. So we want to make sure that we touch on that. But we talked about December, and this is that time of year where, all these festivities start. But one thing I think he wanted to portray was start planting those seeds. And how do we do that as realtors? We all have a huge box of business cards. It's almost impossible to kind of get through unless you actually hand them out. Miss Pat mentioned her challenge with getting, trying to hand out 100 cards, this season. I think that that's an excellent idea, but Curtis is on the same track. He's requesting that we plant those seeds, and to keep in mind, you can't harvest if you don't sow. So those seeds that you plant in December, every business card that you hand out, you're harvesting, you're preparing for your spring. Spring is right around the corner, and we want to make sure that we're thinking about what we do now will benefit us in the months to come. Some other things that are interesting, some of the topics and things that we are going to be discussing this year going into next year, we've talked about some like high-end real estate and things like that. But one way to kind of open that door for you is visit new high-end restaurants, lounges, things like that. Who do you think frequents those types of establishments? Right? The people who we want to do business with, right? We can hand cards out to anybody, but Think about, handing out your cards, sharing your information with not just the folks who, dine there, perhaps the people who work there, perhaps the people who own those establishments, but just, continue to hand out your business cards. Holiday buzz is in the air, create that buzz, right? Holiday parties. We tend to go to holiday parties this time of year. Keep those business cards on you and share them. The easiest way, sometimes people are uncomfortable. Well, I don't want to hand out my card, or they feel uncomfortable. Ask them for theirs. Hey, do you have a card? Whether they do or not, then you have an opportunity to pull out yours. And what Ms. Porter mentioned at the top of the call, if it's not a business card, we have an electronic card, which is another great way to share our information. But put those above mentioned cards to work. And then lastly, this kind of separates us a little bit from the holidays and all the festivities, but take this time. It's a downtime for some. We have some time to ourselves to just read a good book. Find something that interests you that's going to help benefit you next year, and take the time to read it. Post about it. Share what you learned. Others may engage and want to share their opinions of those books as well, or they may learn something from you. Tag along with another porterhouse agent for an open house or a showing, right? So if you have some downtime, take advantage of those resources and or those opportunities that continue to present themselves. Ultimately, what's happening is you're starting to prepare for your 2025 with all these things. So I just highly encourage you to take the advice from all the things that have been shared so far today.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you for.
Oh, I couldn't hear anybody, but I know this is my part. So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. A couple things that I wanted to talk about for prospecting during the holidays. We always get asked that famous question of, uh, we always get asked a lot of questions about real estate during the holidays, and it's sometimes you're going to need to be able to have a response for those things. It's just the average, oh, it's good, or is this, or is that. You just want to have you kind of like have a couple things to say when you are talking to people, just regular people, or talking to your peers or anything like that. Uh, the biggest thing is to get people talking about real estate. Just like Angela said was we're talking about earlier. Getting people talking about real estate, just even if it's just like even like their dream house, or what their maybe their new yearly goals are. Can anyone hear me though? I just want to make sure everybody can hear me.
We can't hear you, Marcus.
Okay, cool. Okay, so so basically, one of the good questions is, how much do you think your dream house is? This question does two things. It frames them to thinking about exactly what what did their dream house even look like, and also it makes them put in perspective exactly how much money they would need to probably buy their dream house. Because some people might say I have a dream house, but they don't have any idea exactly how much that dream house will cost. And when you do that, you can also have follow-up questions when they'll say like, it's probably $3 million or $7 million or $8 million. And you can ask, how much do you think the next house you'll buy will be? And they may give you an answer or something like that, because a lot of people don't realize exactly what they have in front of them with the opportunity of real estate until you kind of give them that trail of breadcrumbs to get to the point of, like, if someone asks you like, hey, how are you going to get to $1 million? Well, if I sell 10 houses for $1 million, I can get to a close amount. So basically, it's just like, or basically, it's saying like you're giving them breadcrumbs of saying, okay, if I have a house, if I'm going to have a dream house and it costs $7 million, your next house, what do you think your next house would cost? And they might say, well, 500,000, and you give them inspiration on how they can actually get to that goal. That you may earn a client right there of just talking about some of the things that you can get to, helping them out with some of the things they can get to that point of buying their next house. Most people's next house might not be the dream house, and if you do talk to someone and they're looking to buy their dream house, you just came up that much better because of the conversation, because you actually asked that question. Uh, but that breadcrumb conversation, you just kind of go into question to question to question. And if you ever in a conversation about real estate and you feel like I don't know exactly what else next to ask, just ask a couple questions. Like you say, well, why do you want to spend that on that, or why do you want to what are some of the reasons why you want to move into your dream house now, or uh, just asking more questions kind of always gets you to that next, gets you through a conversation so you can have more things to say. Uh, Let me see. Oh, also, when you're having those conversations, you always want to try to take action. When I mean take action is trying to get their number or some type of contact information. So you can say, if they do say, "Hey, I do want to figure out how I can get my dream house." That's a perfect segue to go into your buyer's consultation or a seller's, or maybe say, "Hey, I'm selling my house to try to get my dream house." Or I'm selling my house just to get my next house. That's a great segue to try to get the information. Say, hey, what's your number or what's your email so we can talk about this more, because you may not have that much time during that time. If you do, you may be able to give a couple breadcrumbs, but you want to try to get the information so you can always get an appointment so you can fully talk about it, because during the holidays, everybody is there for family and everything like that. If someone's fully engaged with you, still try to book that appointment for later on, because it's the holidays, and if you're with somebody, if you're out and about, you probably only have maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes at top, and it may just be less than a minute. So you always want to try to take action and capture that information of either phone number or contact. And I would say, try to, if you get their phone number, text them right there before you even kind of leave the conversation, or text them as soon as they leave the conversation, so you always have that link so they know exactly who you are. And then another question is, we always get asked, how's the market? We always get asked, how's the market? Now, you could be looking at everything and give them a great answer of how's the market, but the thing about when you're trying to pretty much get a sale or figure out something, you want to figure out the answers to their problem. So them asking how the market is, they could just be just trying to make conversation, and that's all cool. But you want to be able to frame these conversations to the point of how you capture their information, or maybe you can uh, give them those breadcrumbs to a purchase, or I'm thinking about selling. So when someone says, "How's the market?" The question you should be thinking like, you can say, "Well, are you thinking about buying, or are you thinking about buying or selling in this market?" And that will kind of lead to another conversation, because they could be asking how's the market, and get for another question, the conversation could be over. And because most people will say, hey, the market's good, or the market's this, or the market's that, and they're like, oh, okay. And when you don't ask that question to them, or you don't ask the question back to them after they ask that, they may have already made a decision to use you for their agent, or maybe not to use you, because you didn't elaborate on that conversation as much. So when someone asks like, "How's the market?" just say, "Hey, are you thinking about selling in this market? Or are you thinking about buying in this market?" And that's a great question, because now you kind of separate, if it's going to be a sale or it's going to be a buy, and real you kind of get their real answer of what they're looking for in the market. They're thinking about buying or they're thinking about purchasing. And you also know exactly where to frame your conversation. for that whole conversation, because we're going to get asked how's the market at any time. So and that a good question to ask back is, are you thinking about buying or selling in this market? So you can actually come out with a conversation, or maybe be able to take action and get their phone number for later on use. But that is pretty much it for the prospecting that I have. And I guess we will go to our next presenter.
I apologize. I was trying to unmute myself. Yes, thank you, Marcus. We appreciate your presentation. And so I always say profound things when I'm on mute. And so when I thought that I was unmuted the last time, right before Marcus, and so I wanted to just reiterate, that there are a lot of common threads throughout the presentation that you might want to take note of. And one of the things that I've noticed is the capturing information, capturing contact information. And so, and that's how you build your book of business. I love how Marcus has found a way to engage with either buyers or clients through conversations, and asking those leading questions that allows them to share some additional information with him that he then is able to build on. So I love that idea. Thank you again, Marcus. We appreciate your contribution. We are going to continue forward, and we are going to now make room for the one and the only, our event coordinator, Mrs. Darlene Bridges. Thank you so much, Darlene, for your contribution.
Thank you, Anissa. Are we good? Can you hear me? Okay, so my turn. So my contribution is going to be us getting leads from our clients that we have already either closed the property, working with. What? I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay. So first and foremost, everybody knows that I'm a fan of sip and seas or housewarmings or whatever you want to call them. It's a way for you to invite someone that owns a home or someone that doesn't own a home to come and see your home or your client's home, and your way of building your book of business by way of referrals through a sip and see. So that's one of my how do I want to say, that's my favorite. And I have definitely been able to generate a lot of business that way. Also, so I have, so your other items of value would be something that you would be giving your clients. So my thing would be to give them items that are going to be somewhat of a keepsake. So it will keep them or keep you in front of their mind. So one of the things I've done, so here's some suggestions where it talks about the gift basket, so this is a good one. I like where you get a little pail and you could put the seeds, the gloves and things like that in there. That's a good idea. And you can get all this stuff from the dollar store. And so then the next would be, next slide. Thank you. So, so those gifts are just something for you to give your clients, but then we'll go on to referrals. So here is, and I tried to put it so you guys could see it, but anyway, here a client, a past client of mine referred me another client. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to give her some, an item of value. So I went on to Amazon and I found a thank you card, and you probably can't really see it on here, but it basically just, I'm telling the person, thank you, Tina, for referring so and so and so to me, for business. We haven't closed or anything yet, but it still was, she referred this person to me. So that was my item of value that I gave her. And another idea that I do is to the right where it says a personal scrapbook. So that's with Shutterfly. And what you could do with that is when you're doing a listing and the photos that you take for the listing, you can do a hardback photo, and this book costs less than $50. And it's something that seller would have where they have pictures of their home and they take it with them, so now on their coffee table, they have this, scrapbook. And at the back of the very last page is my name, Porterhouse, how they can contact me, things like that. So it's a keepsake on their coffee table, but it still has me in there as a part of, branding, and still me, trying to, generate leads, business. What's on my next slide? Oh, come on.
So let me just share this with everyone. Are you all able to hear me? Yes. Darlene she's a master at this. And so if you really are interested in, continuing and getting referrals from past clients, you really need to contact Darlene and see, when you can get with her, when you can join her for one of her events, because her sip and sees are beautiful, and she definitely has her relationships that she has with her clients, whether they're buyers or sellers. They are not just for that one transaction. She has, it seems that the individuals that she serves, they are committed to her. Once that process is over, that's not the end of the relationship. They are committed to her. They are giving her referrals, and they are having her back in their home, for just their own social events, which then allows her to touch even more potential buyers and or sellers. So if you need an idea for whether it is a buyer or a seller, she's able to help you to, come up with ideas that fits your price point, right? But that is very personal to maybe that buyer and or seller. So I want to encourage everyone, please, if you need any ideas, if you want to see what that looks like, really reach out to Darlene. She's always happy to have you to join her. See, I said us, huh? Join her. Yes, join her in any of her activities that she's doing with her clients. Thank you, Darlene. We appreciate that. We are going to, I gave you a peek of our next presenter. And so our next presenter is Mr. Kamon McPayton. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing for a second so that you all can see his face as he speaks with you all. And I am going to, so you have a couple of seconds, Kamon, to get yourself all gussied up. Because you're going to be on the screen. Okay. So you're sharing from Mr. Porter's okay. I'm looking for you, Kamon. So let me ask you this while Kamon is is preparing. Does anyone have any thoughts as to some of the information that has been shared thus far? Is this encouraging to you? Oh, look at Kaman. He's looking. Oh,
I was there
almost.
and now I'm gone.
Almost. There he is.
Okay.
Is there? I wonder why does that keep happening? We're gonna pin you though.
It's
Come
Mr.
on. Oh, it's Mr. Porter. Let's see if we can pin you. There you are. So is there anyone who has been able to just share quickly what you've benefited from this thus far, from this information thus far? You can, if you are available and you are able to unmute yourself, go ahead and unmute yourself. And if you're not, look like Kraman got a haircut for the occasion and everything. All right, here we go, Kraman.
Hey, can
Darian, I see you've unmuted yourself.
yeah, how y'all doing? I was in and out today, unfortunately, but what I did here, just be creative, and use your ingenuity, and just try to make that connection. Yeah, like I say, it's gonna take multiple touches, of course, but it's more than one way to skin the cat. So yeah, like I say, just use your ingenuity and put it into action.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, Darian, for you. And we appreciate that the information has been beneficial and encouraging to you. We're going to go ahead. We're going to move forward with Mr. McPayton. He is our Porterhouse ambassador. And so we're going to turn it over to you, Kraman.
You on mute, Kamal.
Okay. Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay, fantastic. I was saying how excited I am because this has been one fantastic year. And I hope that it has been that way for everyone. I would be remiss if I did not say we just thank God for another year. We got through ups, downs, whatever. We don't have bad times at Porterhouse. We grow, we learn, and we keep it moving forward. So I am so excited. I'm so happy. It's one of my favorite times of the year. God is still in the blessing business. So we're just going to keep this thing going. One of the things I wanted to say, everything that I was going to say kind of was said. So I hope you guys got this because this was some good stuff. But one of the things that I did want to kind of just capture is this, in everything that was said, there was one overriding thing. And the overriding aspect that I found was in everything that we do, one of the things is it's about you. It's about your personality, your attitude, how excited you are, when you're talking to people, when you're dealing with people, because people have a lot of things going on around this time of the year, and people's heads are spinning. They're thinking about the good, the bad, the ugly. And one of the things that we have to kind of do is we have to kind of focus people in on how good things really are and how they can get even better. Yes. Okay. And so when we're talking as far as real estate, and one of the things I've noticed, if you notice, when you watch commercials around this time of year and you watch everything, people talk all good stuff. It's the right time to buy a car. It's the right time to do this. So in real estate, it's always the right time. One of the things that Marcus was saying when people say, how's the market and all that stuff. And I always tell people, this market's on fire. Okay. It is excellent. I think I got that from Mr. Porter. It's on fire. Why? Because first of all, purchasing real estate is something that is a life-changing endeavor. So the sooner you can do it, and the sooner you can start getting information about it, the better. For our real estate pros, you're going to find that people are going to say things like, well, get back with me next year. And, I'm still trying to get Christmas things together and all that. And that's fine. But what you want to tell people is this. I'm so glad that you said that. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, because, you know, right now, one of the things that I remember from growing up is when we were getting ready to do something, we didn't just do it. We would say, ready, set, go. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get ready.
Yes.
Then we want to get set. Then we want to go. So if you're saying I'm not ready to go until next year, fantastic. Let's do the ready, set now.
Exactly.
And then we'll do the go next year. But the reason why we want to do that is because if you're going to do it anyway, you might as well do it right away. We don't want to waste time. We want to make sure that we get, because there are a lot of people from last year who are still trying to go this year. And they never were able to go because they kept putting it off. So now is the time. We want to let people know for all the programs that we're having. We have special programs that are still in. Will they be there next year? Maybe, maybe not. But I can tell you this, they're there now. Okay. How you can get qualified, how you get, this is why when we talk, because, you know, we have a system, and we also, this year was our year of focus, which was following one course until successful. So we wanted to make sure that we let people know, I want to get you in contact with my lender. So when the time is right, when you're ready, we're already ahead of the game. Make sense? So one of the things I just wanted to kind of remind us in going into 2025 is, first of all, you want to finish 2024 strong. We want to run through the tape, guys. We want to make sure that we don't get caught up like a lot of people do. Well, I'm just going to shut down for 2024. And then when 2025 comes, I'll just get started. Well, you know, it's really hard to go from a standing stop to a fast run. It's easier when we're just kind of jogging a little bit and we just keep picking up speed. So the first thing you want to do is we want to make sure that we keep speed going. Okay. The other thing we want to make sure is this, regardless of what happened in 2024, as I've said, we don't do negative at Porterhouse. We only do positive. But even if you have an issue, move that out of your mind. Okay. You don't want to take the old you into the new year. Okay. You want to make sure that we're just moving positively. We want to make sure that we're just going forward. One of the things that Mrs. Porter always talks about is sowing, you know, seed, time, and harvest. So we've sown our seed, but sowing a lot of times has more to do with just doing the seed. Sowing has a lot to do with you, sowing inside of you. So start thinking about, what did I learn this year? What did I sow into my spirit this year? One of the things I really learned was what a professional real estate agent looked like, because I worked with Miss Angela Skipper and I saw what she did. And first of all, I learned that I can't do what she did, but because she just go. But what I did find out is that this is the type of, this is how serious you have to be about your real estate business. Okay. This is the things that you have to incorporate into your real estate business. So the first thing we have to remember is, with our sowing and our seed planning, what we have to remember is, what did we sow this year? What was sowed into our spirit? What did we do? What did we not do? And then when we come to time, we have to understand that time is more about discipline than it is about anything else. We have to discipline ourselves in how we use our time and how we use our time wisely. And then the last thing is harvest. We are really harvesting all the time, whether you think about it or not. It's not just when we get we go to the closing table. We're always harvesting. Why? Because we're always finding out more about people. We're always getting leads. We're always getting referrals. We're always finding out how to do our real estate business in a more professional way. I've learned a lot of things this year because I purchased a home. So thank you, Jesus. So I've learned a lot about the mindset of people who are buying and people are selling, because I sold a home and I bought a home. So these are the things, though, that we can take into 2025 that can make us more proficient, that can make us understand exactly the value that we bring to our clients. We're not just selling. I've sold everything. You name it, I've sold it. I've sold coffee, I've sold cemetery. We're not selling really with real estate. We're changing lives. We're affording people the opportunity to change generational wealth, lives, families, you name it, we're doing it. So all I want us to do is stay excited. Stay excited. I don't care what people say. I don't care what they say about the politics. I don't care what, none of that matters. We're buying a home. We're buying investment property. We're doing things. We're increasing our real estate portfolio. We're making it happen, folks. So all I want to say is just stay excited. You know, this thing is, if I didn't know before, I know now. This is where it's at. It really is. And watching Mr. Porter, watching Mrs. Porter, one of the things that Mr. Porter told me, he told me something. He said, I don't want you to ever think that I'm doing something that you can't do. He said, God doesn't love me any more than he loves you. Right. And he's not going to bless me any more than he blesses you. If you do what I do, you'll get what I got. And that's all I just want to leave you guys with. We can do this. I've seen people do it, and thank you for your time.
Let us just come up at this time. Amen. Amen. Can the church bring forth the offering at this time? Can we all hearts and minds are clear? I don't think there's anything else that we need to say. There'll be one. Will there be one? Good God Almighty. You go ahead, boy. That's my man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute you. I'm sorry.
Yes, that was wonderful, right? That he is the Porterhouse ambassador. So you understand why, right? It was so much information that he shared in that, and he didn't even have a slide. And so that was wonderful. I hope everyone was encouraged by that. Yeah, we are having church up in the office. You should be here, okay? Amen. Yeah. We have one last presenter, and it is none other than our Miss Aurelia Douglas, and she is our systems support leader. And so we're going to go ahead and we are going to make room for Aurelia at this time. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Woo, that was a lot. That was a lot of encouraging words, a lot of things that have been said already. And I'm quite sure a lot of things that I have to cover has already been covered. But I just want to wish everyone happy holidays. Thank God for us making it through the year of 2024. We have 7 days left. Well, no, well, actually 14 days left before, because it's 14 days left in the year, and we'll be at the end of the year. But I just want to thank God for everything that has been said. Truly, we have been given the tools through what everyone has already spoken to really hit the ground running for 2025, and I'm looking forward to it. But I want to share some of the things that I had as well, because this is dealing with systems. We're living in an age of technology where information is just readily available, whether it's AI technology, the systems that we use. And during these holidays, I would encourage you to take advantage of the systems, and most of them are free. You don't have to pay anything to use these systems. So I'm going to start out to say that let your light shine by establishing your real estate presence during this holiday season. And here are some ideas to help you effectively utilize the support systems that can enhance your business, strengthen your client relationships, and maintain visibility in today's market. We know that we have, and I believe that Anita touched on it for Ms. Pat, about the constant contact. And I would encourage anyone that doesn't know how to use that to utilize that for this year, for the end of this year and the coming year, because it does have a lot of already campaigns that you can already use. If you don't know how to create these things for yourself, there are holiday greetings and different marketing updates that's already in there that you can send forward to your your Sphere, your contacts, and I would encourage you, if you don't already have that uploaded, to upload that in the Constant Contact, because it gives you the opportunity to reach out to the people that you know, the ones that you have already established a relationship with and have emails and phone numbers or whatever. It also gives you, because I guess these systems are called what, CMAs or CMS? CRMs, because with their customer, yeah, and well, it builds a relationship where you can kind of see what your progress is. Yeah, that's what it is, customer resource management. And so it's good. Constant Contact is one of those systems, and we got that thanks to the porters. We can use those things that utilize that free and go in there and not only utilize that, but we have also other Realty pros that have already put in that type of information so that you can go in there and copy it and make it your own and send it to your own people. The other thing is to position yourself as a knowledgeable resource by sending reports on local marketing trends, because this is a good time. Like you said, everybody's kind of concerned about the market and what's going on. It's good to kind of send the marketing trends, share your real estate insights to prepare contacts for the upcoming year. As Kermon said it best, it's best to kind of hit the ground running, even if you're not prepared. You say you're not ready yet, but you can get prepared to get ready. And it's a way that we can also get them ready by sending the proper resources for them to have. And then I said, send personalized video messages to your spheres. For those who like to really put it out there, as you can see, I showed myself today. I'm a behind the scenes person, but I said I'm going to do better with that. Have your cameras on. Try to communicate with people where they can actually see your face. So I was thinking to send personalized video messages to your spheres and past clients, wishing them a happy holidays. This will add a special touch to prepare compared to just sending a traditional email. And then leverage your video conferences. I was thinking that, during this time, and Kermon kind of touched on that too, people tend to slow down during this time. They're spending time with their family and friends and people that are visiting. And but this is a time that, if that's the case, to do virtual open houses, allowing, potential buyers to tour the homes, conveniently in their own homes during this busy holiday season. And also, and that will maximize the people coming to your open house, even if they attend virtually. And then preparing your contacts with interactive online tools like the mortgage calculator and the home valuing tools during the holiday season can be helpful to make the buyer and the seller prepare for the upcoming year. So those were things that I mentioned. And I said, encourage satisfied clients. Now, this is a key thing, because I fail to do that when we post things. The good things, we have Realty pros that will go in and like and share your videos, but encourage your clients to leave a holiday theme reviews on your platform, and to get likes on Google or Zoom, on Zillow or any of the other platforms, to boost your online presence during this holiday season. So that's what I had to share, dealing with systems and how you can actually establish your presence through those systems and things that we do. So I think that is it. All right. Oh, okay. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Aurelia, for your contribution as well. And something that not only Aurelia, but someone else had mentioned as well is, can you mute your thing? Yeah, your laptop. Yeah. Something else that she had mentioned is, with our systems, these are all things that are available to each of our Realty pros. And I don't necessarily like the word free, right? Because it isn't free. There's no charge to you, but it is not free. And so, as I've mentioned in the past, we don't want to squander the blessing that God has given us, right? And so make sure that you take advantage of all of the systems and tools that we have available to us, because these things are absolutely being paid for through the brokerage, and we don't want to, neglect and or misuse what we've been given. Okay. So that's all I want to say. We appreciate everybody just hanging in there with us because this is a little bit extended. And so what I'm going to do is, I wasn't, well, yes, I was going to tease him. So, because I know Mr. Porter, he would have a, he would have a fit because he is ready to share with us this afternoon. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to allow our owner extraordinaire, Mr. Shea Maurice Porter, to share with us.
If all hearts and minds are clear, Pastor Elder Bishop Kermon has brought the word for today. Oh, yes, amen. Yeah, we're having a party up in the office, by the way, guys. But listen, I did want to say a few things. Kermon got me fired up. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. I want to share this because Kermon said something and it was so powerful. I'm going to share this. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Yeah, this is what Kermon was talking about. You know, everybody else is on the starting line getting ready, but Porterhouse, we the guy back in the slingshot. Okay, we're going to blow through the race for 2025. And so, I love this time of the year because it gives me a favorite time to do what I call the gift of gab. All right. So I have some ideas because I'm going to tell y'all something. I love going to holiday parties and events, and I just like to show up at the Starbucks like I'm Porter Claus and just pass out little $5 gift cards to people and things of that nature. But this holiday season, we went to a Christmas party, and Jasmine and I went there, and we just like to talk to people, like to meet people. So we walk into the house. They had what's that thing called, Darlene? Charcuterie board. They had one of those, and they had all of this fancy stuff. And we bought our little gift and everything, and brought it to the home. And we were, honored to be there. And the person that hosts, one of them is a very famous person. I'm not gonna say their name, but we were amongst people, so we knew we was amongst people, right? So we looking for the people that we amongst. We immediately going to seek and employ. Amen. So we're walking around and we standing at the bar. Not the bar. What's that thing called in the kitchen? In the kitchen island. Yeah, we standing at the kitchen. I wasn't the bar. We don't go to the bar. But we standing at the kitchen island. And we just started talking to the people, and I don't know how the conversations start, but I'm gonna give you some ideas of how we start conversations in a second. But I gotta tell y'all this story. Just indulge me. So my beautiful wife is standing there, and the guy says, yes, I just retired, but now I work for homes.com. We said, homes.com? We can't stand homes.com. We just went in. Now, that might not seem to you like the right way to start the conversation, but we knew it would engage the gentleman. And we didn't say it directly in that manner, but in so many words, we were telling him how disappointed we are with homes.com and how much we love HomeSnap before HomeSnap was purchased by homes.com. And they need to get their act together because it's not helping the realtors. They put the big commercials all on the Super Bowl. And he was like, well, I was at the Super Bowl when they was doing the commercials. And I said, well, you should have told somebody. And so the next thing you know, we done got invited to come meet the CEOs and everybody at homes.com so we can give them a piece of our mind. And so he got our card and he's just like, y'all need to be the ambassadors for all real estate agents. Yes. So if nothing else, that was the beginning of how we mix and mingle. We keep it 100. We tell the truth. It wasn't something that was contrived. It was our passion. And we weren't trying to knock homes.com, but we were letting him know you all could do so much better if you target and focus on the people who's supposed to use your resource the most, right, which is us. Right. And you'd have left us hanging. And the gentleman was so well engaged that he immediately said, listen, let me get your card. And he said, you're the broker, right? I said, yeah, you need to talk to her because she talked better than me. But the gift of gab is so important. You have to, one, have confidence. Somebody put confidence in the chat. I want you all to know that confidence is not just a word, it's actually kind of 3 or 4 words in one word. Okay. The first word, con, don't mean you tricking somebody. It means the word with. It's a Latin word. It means with. Then the next word is fidelis or faithfulness. Okay. So it's with faithfulness. So you can have faith, but you have to have the fullness of the faith that you have in order to be confident sometimes. Wow. Sometimes you just think that, hey, I want to be confident in my real estate business, but I don't really know the real estate business that well. Well, listen to me. I have faith in you all. You are deputized porters. Okay, you are in Porter House. So you have all the faith that you need. You have the same measure of faith, like I told Caramon, that I have. Whatever I have, you can have. You just got to go in that faith. Now, going in that faith don't mean you have to know everything. It just means you need to know the people that do know the things that you need to know. So you go with that faith, as I did. I knew that I might not have known everything that I wanted to say to this CEO guy, but Jasmine was right there. And I kept saying, you need to talk to Jasmine. So the confidence that I had with faithfulness, the fullness of the faith that I needed to speak the words, didn't come from me. It came from me knowing who I represented. You all represent Porterhouse. Stop trying to represent yourself. Blame it on us. Blame it on anything that go wrong. Blame it on the brokerage. Blame it on. We can handle it. We can handle it. We can't handle it. We got good attorneys. We got good resources. We got a whole lot of things. And not only that, we got Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost and the Father too. So we're not really afraid. Then I got Jasmine. So I got got the fourfold ministry, you know. Point of amen. Yeah, with the fourfold, yeah. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, is I'm doing it right now. I'm showing you got to be animated. You got to be energized. You got to have some power. But really just the confidence. And just remember, the confidence means just go with faith that we believe in you. And not only do we believe in you, Jesus believes in you. Okay? You don't even got to believe in him. He believes in you. So we believe in you. Now, here's the thing. I go into conversation, say, for instance, I'm in a Starbucks or I'm just moving around, just talking to people. Are you traveling for the holidays or staying local this year? Don't seem like a real estate question, does it? But it leads to discussions on whether their current homes suits their lifestyles. Well, you like to travel, well, maybe you should downsize a little bit. You might be saving some money. Do you know what the market is doing? I can just go into conversations upon conversations upon conversations just by asking people, are they traveling for the holidays or are they staying home? The other question I might ask is, how's your neighborhood looking with all the holidays decorations this year? Well, where we live in the apartments, you live in the apartments, you got to get out of renting because the market is changing. You got to, man, listen, you need to talk to me. I got some things that can make you some money. I can change your generation. What's preventing you from buying a home this year? Well, I don't have the money. Neither did we. Immediately. But we know somebody that do have the money. Who has the money? Everybody say it together. Michael Cooper. Let me get you over to my money man. Yeah, Jesus got Jesus got everything, but Michael Cooper specifically has the money, right? You can ask questions that, do you think your house is ready for all of the guests that you're going to have this year? Just little questions like that. Do you feel like you could use a little more space in your home? These are questions that you just start. These are regular, generic questions that don't sound all pitchy. And then at the end of the conversation, you just pull your business card out, say, look, here, pass the cards out like they crazy. And then you give them a little $5 gift card on top of that. Just something small to just say, hey, look, happy holidays. And my name is Porter. And most important person you met tonight was Jasmine. And sometimes I get so good at it, I say, I'm Shay and that's Jasmine together with Shasmine. Just give us a call. We don't care. All right. Now, so you can ask a question like, what's the best thing about your home during the holidays? They might say to people, is your house big enough for all the people that you would invite if you wanted to invite everybody? You know, another question I might ask, the holidays always seems to highlight what works in my house. And, you know, I got to go in there and change the bathrooms because there's just so many people coming over. How about your house? And what am I asking? I'm asking them, do you need to make any changes around the house? Then I might even introduce them to somebody I might be marketing. Maybe I'm marketing a person that's doing bathtubs, and that person's sending me resources. The most important thing to do is to grab accounts, guys. Make sure you grab accounts. People are out there in real estate or out there. Say, for instance, a guy just does bathtubs. You might not think that guy can help you, but that guy knows everybody who's getting the bathtub done and why they're getting it done. Maybe they need to sell their house, and he can say to them, I know a great real estate agent, by the way, that can sell this house and make you some money. But what if he fixes garage doors? I sent somebody a garage door man. You think I didn't already tell that garage door man, I send you some, you send me some. If you don't send me any, I won't send you anymore. What about the guy that's cutting my trees down? Same conversation. Anything that a homeowner needs, I'm going to have a conversation because I know these people are going to homes. All right. Number one, I'm gonna give you 3 more, then I got to go. Have you noticed how much homes in your area are selling for lately? I was in Virginia. I have this conversation all the time. And those of you who have Virginia license, I love you. But I say, you know what? I'm about to get my Virginia license because the homes in Virginia are selling like hotcakes. And people just look. And I'm just in Virginia. Or if you have your Virginia license, say, you know why I got my Virginia license? Because the homes in Virginia are selling like hotcakes. Same conversation. You just have to have conversation starters, and you got to do it with confidence, with the faithfulness. All right, 2 more, and then I'm gonna get off the soapbox, okay? Because I'm getting, am I getting that look, Jasmine? Yeah, I got that look. All right, with the new year coming up, have you been thinking about any big changes? Maybe you want to move next year. What you think? You just start the conversations. All right. Now, these are my bonus tips. Last one. Always listen actively for cues that indicate any kind of dissatisfaction with the current home, any kind of curiosity. You just got to listen to people after you talk. Let them talk, but listen. Keep the tone conversational. Don't try to be salesy, right? Wait for the right moment to insert yourself into the conversation as the real estate professional in the conversation. There might be another real estate agent in the conversation, and immediately I'll engage them on joining a porterhouse. And then they're helping me sell them and the other people on porterhouse. All right. And then the last one is offer some value in the moment, such as mentioning the local trends, or I can do a CMA free of charge. And when it helps you, since you know my friend, I'm at this party with you, we friends, so I can do this on you on a friendly basis. It won't cost you anything. This is the way you have to use the gift of gab and do it with confidence, knowing that this holiday season, we believe in you. We love you. Jesus loves you. And we're going to slingshot into 2025, and we're going to thrive with success. Amen. Let the ushers come forth, man. Love you guys. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. Thank you. Oh, Porter Claus, excuse me. Thank you, Porter Claus. We appreciate, you always have really great words of encouragement, seriously, and tips for us. And so we appreciate that. He said the gift of gab. Okay. And that's a gift, really. And so we want to, it is well beyond our time. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to close out. We want to make sure that everyone knows that we are having our mastermind this evening. We will hear from this beautiful woman that Porter Claus, Mr. Porter, the owner, whomever he is, she will be closing us out this evening. So make sure that you join us this evening for our mastermind. And you come into the office if you like. If you're unable to come into the office, we obviously are going to have the link in the WhatsApp. So join us this evening. Thank you all so much for all of your time. We appreciate it so much. And we're looking forward to seeing you all this afternoon. This evening. Take care, everybody.